Some Arizona lawmakers want to know if a convicted sex offender somehow fell through the cracks of our judicial system. He reportedly assaulted a child at an elementary school last week. Thank you for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Troy Hayden.
And I'm Tram Mai. 12 News journalist Sean Rice is live now outside the state capitol. What are lawmakers saying, Sean?
Yeah, Tram and Troy, good afternoon to you both. Our reporting on this case really is catching the attention of state lawmakers. 12 News has previously exposed the suspect in this awful case, 25-year-old Abriel Gablah's criminal history, stints on both state and federal probation, his lack of legal citizenship here in our country, and repeated violations of his probation that never resulted in any meaningful time behind bars. And now state lawmakers are calling for accountability. They're saying our criminal justice system did not do enough to keep this person behind bars, and they're now calling for greater enforcement and accountability, changes we will see here soon. Let's take you to video now of who was in this press conference this afternoon. This was Republican lawmakers. This was a former probation officer, a sexual abuse survivor, and several enraged community members who gathered all inside the Capitol today. They're all outraged over what happened last Wednesday when Phoenix police say Abriel Gablah made his way onto the campus of Orangewood Elementary School and allegedly sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl inside an empty classroom. Gablah, a Liberian immigrant with legal status, has previously been convicted of sexually contacting a 16-year-old girl with autism. This was back in 2021. That case pled down by prosecutors to much less serious felony charges. He was assigned only as a level 2 sex offender designation and repeatedly violated probation 22 times, according to court records. The probation department continued him on probation multiple times, at times slapping him with periodic stints behind bars in jail, but at that point, he never showed any signs of being interested in rehabilitation. I asked the senator spearheading this effort to find accountability in our state's probation system this question. Take a listen. Have you asked yourself, what's the point of having probation conditions if you're not going to follow them? Namely, go to mental health counseling, go to sexual counseling, not own a smartphone, not contact the victim you just previously sexually assaulted. What's the point? Have you asked yourself that?
Yes, actually, in a very loud voice with a lot of words I can't use in this room. I want to know the answers. I can ask questions all day long. I want to know what the answers are. What is probation going to do about it? What is the district attorney going to do about it? What are we going to do legislatively to come together and fix this problem? Because not one more child, not one more on my watch. This is absolutely reprehensible.
So what are lawmakers proposing? This next legislative session, they're asking for stricter probation enforcement, mandatory treatment programs, and independent oversight over high-risk offenders. They say these changes are critical to prevent another child or another tragedy from happening like this again. The ultimate goal here, to prevent there from being future sexual abuse and sexual assault victims in our communities here in the near future, let alone at the hands of somebody who they do not believe should have even been on our streets, let alone in our country. When should people expect this? They say this upcoming legislative session in 2026 is when we'll see multiple bills addressing these issues. Live outside the Arizona State Capitol, Sean Rice, 12 News.
Yeah, Sean, this is really hard to believe. So it's one thing if you're violating your probation once or twice. You're saying this happened literally 22 times, and he would just get a small stint back in jail. You think at a certain point they throw the book at the guy. I just don't understand.
Yeah. Troy, if you read these records, you would be shocked how many times this happened. As I mentioned in that question to the senator, he was ordered to go to mental health and sexual treatments. He refused to do so. They said he couldn't pay for it and just ended up not going entirely. He wasn't supposed to own a smartphone. He continued to own a smartphone. He wasn't supposed to contact escort services. He continued doing this, let alone 5 different reports to Phoenix police that he was back in contact with a sexual assault victim he had previously been convicted of sexually abusing. It's really shocking, and it's why it's catching their attention.
Yeah.
So disturbing.
Well, let's hope something gets done on this.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks.